Welcome to the Was It Good Though podcast. We'll be bringing raw and unfiltered energy for each movie and TV show that we will be reviewing. Just think of it as turning your movie group chat into a podcast. I am one of your hosts. My name is Jazz.
I am Jason. And man, per usual, I got some house rules I want to run through with you. So let's get started. One, we will be spoiling this review. So if you haven't seen it, you haven't watched it, please stop, go check it out, and then come listen to this review. Number two, please like, share, subscribe. Let your friends know, let your church members know, let your family know what we are doing over here at the Was It Good Though podcast. Number three, have fun. We just kicking shit, having fun with my friends. That's what we do. And last but not least, this is not a kid-friendly podcast. So if you're watching with your kids, that's something on you that has nothing to do with us. Let's get to this review. Where would delusion? No. Where would delusion come in this?
This entire franchise is one big delusional world that Tom Cruise has made for himself. Him to be Bruce Wayne and Clark Kent. That's all this entire franchise is.
This is going to be the closest we can get to a real life Batman. But I mean, well, he did nothing unrealistic beyond. And number six, I think number six was the only unrealistic one, in my opinion. I think it's the best one out of the franchise.
Can you say the name?
Okay, my bad. Okay, I forgot. It's Fallout. Fallout is the best. I feel like it was the best one. But I mean, outside, him. Anytime he get in the helicopter, I'm just like, all right, you know what? I can't fly a helicopter. I know he can fly. He can. But how what they be doing in these helicopters and planes and shit. Dude, yeah, that's what. Hold on. Wait.
I'm like, you caping early.
Hold on, it's well tied up. Fine, yes. We here today. Yes, episode. What? Hold on. First off, when you get into the episode, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whenever this episode finds you. This is the Was It Good Though podcast about movies and TV shows. I am one of your hosts. I am Jason.
I am Jazz.
And this evening, on this episode, we are getting into one last mission. Yes, the final installment to a 29-year franchise. I can't say started and ended by one person because it is a remake. It came from a TV show, which I honestly didn't know that until I think when The Dead Reckoning came out. I didn't know it was based off of a TV show until then. But yes, episode 156. We are discussing 156. We are discussing Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Tom Cruise and everything involved within that. Jazz, why? What's with the eye cutting? Cause I mean, what's up, man? He's an Iron Man. You know this. He's an Iron Man.
All right.
Hey, now what's the issue, man? Because he do shit that
it's no issues at all whatsoever. But I just give the people a fair warning. Tom Cruise is your Jesus, and you are a full stand.
Why are we? I
want to cape for him. It's completely fine. This is the episode.
Y'all let Jackie Chan get off all the bullshit he did in the 80s and 90s and we just were supposed to just ride with it. This man was hurt after every movie he was in. He was hurt.
He put his body on the line.
Tom did too. How many he did break his foot in Fallout. He did break his foot in Fallout.
Listen, but all I'm saying is you are going to cape for Tom. I completely understand. I'm expecting it, Jason. I just want the viewers and the listeners to be prepared.
There's no caping. This is just me being unbiased, me being realistic on what we're talking about. Now, look, I'm going to consider these spy espionage films, right? That's why I'm going to put these films at. So now, I don't like a lot of the action movies. Like, it does have action, but I don't, I don't consider it an action movie per se. Yes, there is action that goes on in it, but I don't consider it that. So like there's movies where you have the one guy like Die Hard. You have the one guy who just goes and he kills up 300 people in one building. He has to go from the bottom level to the top level of the building shooting up people. Tom Cruise ain't doing that. Tom Cruise is having to get to a place without being detected, getting under the radar, and putting his body on the line. There is no John Wick don't even do that. What are we saying?
Jason, are you serious? Oh
Yes.
my God.
Am I like what are we?
You, you in a little bit of denial. There's fight scenes in this. There's chase scenes in this.
Yeah. Why it's chase scenes? Because he be trying to run and he got either he got detected or he got caught. And some of the best.
How do you not see this as action? Because I'm just like, it qualifies for all of that.
It is, but I just look at it a little bit different. I use a different lens on it because it's a spy film. Spy films is just it's just a little bit different. It'll be an action film. I'll give you that because I know such thing as a spy. I mean, there's a spy genre, but it, you know what I'm saying? It is,
this movie is action. this is an action movie. This is an action franchise. So let's not try to blur the lines because you got the Tom glasses on to where you want to. I don't see it all that. He be running, get caught sometimes, getting his ass beat a little bit, but then he always makes it to the helicopter or to the plane, and he doesn't fall off. He doesn't. Because he's just has such great grip.
He doesn't what? He doesn't fall out of what?
Man, listen. All right.
And he does it in the you know what I appreciate the most in all of this that we saying is he does it clumsily. He's never the one coming out any of these situations just like unscathed. It's always whenever something happens, it's a problem. It's never a perfect situation. He's hurt something, he messes up something, he loses something. It's never like he just, now timing, which I mean that's the dramatics of the movie. You can't have the hero lose at the end. Like it doesn't work like that.
No, it doesn't. You're right. You can't have a franchise be almost 30 years old and have your lead person die or get fucked up or anything like that. So I will say
they could die. They could die.
I mean, but I don't.
But they can't die where the world is left in peril, unless you're gonna do something else. It doesn't work like that in that type of movie.
Shit happens. It's okay. Look. Maybe the entity should have won. Maybe
No. See what? So you are for Ultron winning, which is where my first issue with you niggas who come around. The movie is a fuck AI, artificial intelligence, whether it's the entity, whether it's Skynet, whether it's Ultron. We are telling you, fuck all of that. We don't want that. So this movie.
But we're saying that, but we're also utilizing all of the AI. We're seeing it be funded with some of the biggest tech giants in the world. Jason, we are our own worst enemy.
Don't put we in it.
Well, no, I don't. Oh, so you see, when I say we, you sit here like, oh, don't say we. But in a Discord, when I was just like, who is we? Here you go. Oh no, he meant generalizing like as a scope. I'm talking about
because I want to make sure don't put me in there. He's talking about the general gen pop of the word, the gen pops out there.
But see, when I say we, now you over here like, no, not. You basically did the same thing I did the other day, but now I'm correcting you like you corrected me, even though the conversation was already corrected. But anyway, damn, you made me miss where I was trying to go with this. But I will say with this franchise, I actually enjoyed the payoff. I enjoyed where we got with this story.
Mm-hmm.
And like, because you already know, I watched all the films last summer because I had only seen maybe one. Yeah, just one. So I watched all of them, and then I did another rewatch to prepare for this.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of maybe one or two films, they were pretty much building on each other as they were going. And I do love how you had a lot of exposition explaining for people who may have not seen the movies recently or maybe just didn't see it.
Mhm.
Now, let me ask your opinion from you being familiar with these. Do you think they did too much explaining?
So I feel so kind of like with Scream. This kind of feels like that type of spy movie, like the one that is it kind of over explains itself, but more I think it's more so to help you understand what's about to happen before it happens.
Right.
Because if it just imagine they say, "Hey, we gotta do this mission," and then Tom just goes into it, and then you just see, and it's just, oh, you know. I think their whole thing is, let me see if you understand the scale of what we're about to get into. Because every movie it does the same exact thing. So you're telling me I have to get inside this one building that's impenetrable. I have to get in there. I can't touch the ground because it's weight censored. My temperature can only be a certain way. Uh,
Impossible, right?
it's in the title. Mission Impossible, but we make it, but it's not. It's only that. But everything. What is it? Everything is impossible until it's possible, right? I think that's the saying.
Oh, I don't know. That's not what they were saying in the movie. They was
Not in the
just like,
movie.
you
Not in
saving the lives that are never gonna see you, or you're in the shadows.
that's
And
a
I'm
bar.
just
Now that,
like, all
and
right.
that's a bar. That's a bar. We are doing
It
this for the people
it
that we can
is, but
never
it was a
meet.
bar that it was a bar like they introduced last movie. I kind of wish it was dropped earlier films, but I understand
They did actually,
because
but Luther. I think Luther did say it in the preview. I don't think that was the first time he said that. That was just his little soliloquy, which reminds
it
me,
had more seasoning in the Reckoning films. If he
which
did say it, it didn't have any seasoning in the earlier films, Jason. It didn't hit like it did in the Reckonings. That's
which
all I'm saying.
which I want to get into. Luther. He I think outside of Tom, of course, he's been in most of the films. With I think Benji was second, and of course Kittredge, his ass was in a lot of these damn films for whatever fucking reason. He kept
He
coming.
hated Ethan so much, but he just kept popping up. I'm just like,
Bro, and it was like, and it's more. I think, and he was just one of them people, like, because he was in the first film. He was in the first
right.
film, and he got mad. He
He
I guess
thought Ethan was a
he
mole.
thought he was he thought he was the mole in the crew, and he dipped out on him. So ever since then, he just kind of held on to that just all these years. Which I mean, I get it. If the nigga keep one upping you whenever you try to do something, I get it.
No, that's a hater, Jason. Because Ethan proved to you that he was not the mole. He proved to you that Jim was still alive. Yeah, I really did just finish binging these movies. No niggas' names. But he showed you all of that. So if you're holding a grudge 29 years because you're mad that I keep winning or I keep saving people, that's just hater. That's the hating blood within him.
Yeah, yeah. um, but with every one of these films, the introduction of the film it gives away the movie. What did you think about that? Did you ever like peep that to like look at it just to see?
I
Oh,
I did definitely on my rewatch, but it doesn't show you enough to where it's gonna spoil it for you because you don't know what you're looking at.
yeah.
I mean, you already know going into it. Okay, he's gonna deal with conflict. There's going to be a female love interest, and one of his homeboys is gonna help him, and then you have a chase scene.
Mhm.
I mean, it's kind of, and you might do well. You don't get too many face reveals because no, you shouldn't. That's a spoiler. Like I shouldn't have saw when Ethan took off the mask when he was lame in Fallout. That should not have been in the first scene of the Fallout intro flashing through the clips
Yeah, yeah.
because you just like, wait, what? Because that would have fucked it up towards the end of the movie. But I'm glad they stuck with that theme. It makes it fun.
Yeah, yeah. Which speaking of that, what was your favorite face reveal?
It was the one I just said.
That one, the
Yeah.
lane.
Yeah. Because the thing is, in Fallout, um, what's the actor's name? He plays Superman and The Witcher.
Henry Cavill.
Yeah, that nice box. Yeah. So he was talking about the whole mask thing, and he was bashing it the entire movie. He was just like, "Do people really fall for this?" And for his big ass to fall for it in the end, I said, damn, Ethan got that ass. Like, I love that scene. I was just like, okay. But yeah, what's yours?
So it had, man, is it that one? It may be that one because I feel like there was a two-part payoff. One, him talking shit about it the entire time, but two, Benji was pissed off because in the movie previously in Rogue Nation, he couldn't do the mask reveal because they said, "Now we ain't gonna be able to do it. We got to change this because you're not gonna be able to fake the walk and do that and do this at the same exact time. So let's switch it." So that was a payoff for him finally being able to reveal himself up under the mask. So yeah, that was definitely my favorite
Yeah.
within the franchise as well. But um as far as with I guess the natural progression of the movies, this is one of the movies that started out back in the day, back in the day in the 90s. We also have this, you got Bad Boys. Um, Another one I feel like that continued,
You got the James Bond films.
do you count that? I don't know if I count James Bond
I
per
guess
se.
what category are you trying to
So
like fall
I
under?
guess it's actual like a franchise that because
Oh, well, the story continues
with a
without
story
doing
because
remakes
without
and
yeah because I don't because James Bond a little bit different because it's always
you got a
you
few.
can yeah but you have different people, so once you pick a character, their story is their story. It follows along with them, but it doesn't follow along whatever happened previously necessarily. The other movie I was going to mention, which became a spy movie out of no fucking where, I know you're gonna kill me, but Fast and the Furious. I'm just thinking of franchises that started as one thing and gradually became something different down the line. Um, do you think this is one that I guess more so stayed closer to the source material than the other
Yes.
two?
I
Because I got
uh
bad. I mentioned Bad Boys too.
yeah. Um I'm going to say yes. Even though it's in the Bad Boy films, you kind of get breadcrumbs from the previous movies and references, but I believe Mission Impossible has done a better job than Bad
Mhm.
Boys and the Fast and the Furious movies because, and this is a reason why I don't really do too much action movies because the plot armor is too thick, in my opinion. You have a lot of people. You're not killing none of these people off. And then in the Fast franchises, they're bringing them back like it's fucking Night of the Living Dead. Now, luckily, with Mission Impossible, you're not bringing them back, but you also didn't utilize the well, nobody, no death type of argument. Because a
What you
piece of
mean?
me, well, sometimes they just like, well, if you don't see them killed on screen, then it's a possibility they could still be alive, or they might got stabbed, but then they might have got to the hospital right on time, and then oh, we see them get stitched up in a flashback scene in the next movie.
Who did
These are
who?
just I'm just giving out
Because
examples
I've
that
been like
most
I've been like because I feel like in that this franchise they've killed pretty much everybody, if I'm not mistaken. I think
there should
Ilsa
have been
was
a lot
probably
more deaths. Elsa
who
was the biggest one who died.
who else?
I
I
was
mean,
I was a piece of me wanted her to show back up, but I was just like, Ethan
it gotta
needs
be.
that pain.
He already got it. He lost the love of
No,
his life.
Ethan, she's still alive.
Not with
She got a
him.
whole
Man,
so
that nigga was crying. Look, he was crying hard. Ilsa came back and you
Jace.
good. She was like, I can't let her go.
Jace.
You
Yeah.
see her? No, I gotta deal with you. Like you.
So wait, out of all Ethan's love interest ladies, who was your favorite one?
Shit, it's only two. It's only two, unless you like you got the one in number in Mission Impossible two, but I don't. She was all right.
He had a love interest in like every single movie except for um
I promise
Ghost
you.
Protocol because that was Paula Patton. That wasn't a
Yeah,
love interest, but
it
he was over
wasn't,
here
but it.
flirting with the white spider, whatever the fuck her nickname
I mean,
was.
so Ilsa. I mean, Ilsa would be the best one. I mean, to me, like, cause
You
you
don't think
you count Captain Britain as a love interest in that. They didn't do nothing.
Who was Captain who?
Haley Atwell, Grace. You counting Grace as a love interest?
Captain Carter.
Yeah,
Yes.
I said Captain
Yes.
Britain.
Right. I'm like, who the hell is that? Yes, Captain Carter is a love interest. Did you see her holding him when he woke up from being cold in that water? Come on now, Jason. If that was a nigga in the friend zone, she would not have been in that capsule with him.
Let me ask you this. Do you consider Jet Li Aaliyah's love interest in Romeo Must Die?
Yes. Yes, that was her love interest.
Wow.
It's not one that I would have picked for her, but I mean, shit. It is what it is.
Well, she got picked for him, goddamn it. The movie was about him, not her, first off.
I think it was about their families. It was a Romeo and Juliet type of story. So you can't sit up here and be like, Romeo and Juliet was only about Romeo, but you needed Juliet too.
You would count the love interest even if they don't kiss?
She kisses. Did she? It was, yeah.
Is he going off tension for love interest now?
But sometimes sometimes you just know.
It seemed like it, but I was like,
that was a love interest.
Okay.
They was over there dancing on the dance floor. She was making folks jealous. That was a love interest in a black club. You scaring off all the hoes with him for what? Family drama? There's a reason why you didn't want to get involved in that. That was her love interest. At the end of the movie, she looked at his burnt ass hands and she said, "Come on, let's go." Nigga.
I just think like it was just he was like a protector, you know?
Nigga, if my bodyguard hands burn up, I'm be like, make sure you at work on Monday. You don't see Grace as a love interest?
I don't. I just seen his wife Julia and Ilsa as love interests. Like so he had the one lady he slept with. Those in number 2.
And number 1, he was sleeping with Jim's wife. Jason, Ethan had so many love interests in this franchise.
But he messed with her when he thought Jim was dead, though.
No, he messed with her before Jim was dead. He had been fucking her before missions. Ethan is a slimy dog. That's all I'm saying.
Jim deserved it though. Maybe that's why he turned on her. You know what, nigga, I got y'all.
I think so. He was just like, I got to get you out of here. Because he said, I knew that she would be able to get you because I had a taste. Nigga, Ethan was a slut. Right. But he knew like, oh, let me give you some of Ethan. Because as a distraction. You over here giving him 2 love interests and he has as many as he has films.
I don't know, man.
And he had all them bitches in the same room at one time.
He just had Ilsa and what's called in the same room.
But then you remember Elsa was just like Ethan was able to knock the bounty off that the White Widow had on him, and she was like, "Well, I don't know how he was able to do that." And everybody looked like, "Oh, he gave her that Ethan love, nigga." He smashed like every woman in this movie except for Paula Patton.
Okay. I'm gonna let you have it. I'm gonna let you. It may have been like implied, but I got to see it. Because they don't do that with James Bond. James Bond, he, you know what you're going to. A James Bond in the Batman film, you know what you're going into it for. They knocking the boots off of her in that film. Whatever happened to the relationship after that situation, she probably gonna end up dead. It always end up dead unless it's Catwoman. She the only one that bounced back. But all the other women, they end up getting killed, popped, or turned on him at the end.
Some more bodies should have dropped in this franchise. A lot of people.
It wasn't that many people. You gonna kill? What you gonna keep killing this team?
Yeah, at least one of them.
They had already did that. They had already did it in the first movie,
and they turned the volume down. Like they got rid of his. No, you could.
You couldn't. You can't keep doing. But they weren't around. They weren't around. They flirted with Luke to death a few times. Benji got that one time. But outside of that, he had the new part when he left, he had to come back because the girl got killed. He had trained and he was, real sad about that. But
I'm glad she died too. Yeah. Like you just need more bodies to fall.
Why? You don't need that. The stakes are there. The stakes was there though.
Do you think the stakes were high in this movie? Like, were you at the edge of your seat? Like, is he gonna get it? Is he going to save us?
So for me, I did want one more of the people, one of the newer people to pass. Like either like because you had the situation where in this film when they went to Saint Matthew's Island, and
In
then
Alaska.
yeah, and Dunlow from the original film when he was up in the
Kill him.
house, they could have, I thought he was gonna burn up, but you essentially need him at the end because he got to help stop the bomb with the wife. So then with the bomb, I thought at that point that was gonna kill either him, the wife, or the black guy. So I thought that's what was gonna happen in there. Like somebody had to sacrifice themselves to make that happen. Like So I mean, I think in this movie, three people could have went. Benji could have gone, but I mean, they had already killed Luther, so I don't think they would have had to do that. Which Luther's death made the most sense because he's the only one that's been there since the beginning. And he was the only one that could really put the stuff together that Ethan needed. So you get rid of him, you kind of at this point, that was the stakes in the film at that point.
Jason,
You got one
I
time to
hear
do
you.
this. You got one time to do this.
I hear you. But
I just want y'all to know this is coming from the woman who does not want Sydney dead in a horror movie.
I didn't say I wanted Ethan dead. You could have kept Ethan alive.
No,
you could have kept Coach Carter alive. Benji could have died. Look, our couple in Alaska, well, both of them could have been up out of here because he said he had a great ass life. He found the love of his life. Killed him. The black dude, no, because his jawline is crazy as fuck. You got to keep that.
Because of a jawline?
And he fine, but that jawline is serious. His partner could have died.
Who partner?
Davis. Davis was the black one with the jawline. His partner could have died, who was Jim's son.
Oh, okay. I feel like that was his boss. I didn't feel like that was his partner though.
He probably outranked him, but either way, one of them could have died. Because I mean, it's the end of the franchise. Why are you collecting all these bodies like it's Pokemon? Get these niggas out of here.
I look at it like sometimes you leave it open in case something happens later down the road.
Do you think this is the last movie?
I hope so. I want it to be the last. I know people gonna hate that, but like I thought when they kept the black guy alive, I'm like maybe they gonna because what him being here, maybe they passed to him, or it was just like we got so many niggas on the protocol. Which one of the niggas we gonna kill? Either Luther, we gonna kill the new guy. So
they reached their nigga quota. Dang.
We got Angela Bassett, we got her son, and we got him, and we got Luther.
We do not have her son.
He was in there.
No, he's not showing back up.
He was just brief.
Yep, that's it. That's all you need. Brief. But you know what? Watching this movie, and then of course, Viola Davis had a movie that dropped earlier this year, and she was the president. Motherfuckers had one job last year, to where now we seeing projects that have a black woman president. And you see how she was able to handle that situation, even though
I'm finna say, please jump back to Fallout.
Listen,
jump back to Fallout. Yeah.
She ain't really rock with him like that, but she trusted him in this.
Shit, after the people that you done trusted couldn't be trusted, you can't no choice but to trust the one man that did mess you over.
And she went against everybody who was in her ear talking, and she said, "I'm gonna trust this man over here, Ethan." Giving it to him. Go ahead and send him on ships, give him a airplane, all of that. Give him everything he asked for, because that's how much trust I got in him.
The man, he was asked for everything. I'm like, this nigga is crazy. So now when he was on the George W, and it was like, yeah, just stop. Like so a lot of these movies, they kind of talk without talking. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of reminded me of Captain America, because that was on the brink of World War III. I think that was the Japanese in that film though, right? If I'm not mistaken, it wasn't.
Don't get me the line.
I think it was Japanese. Yeah. I think it was a Japanese, but in this one, of course, it was Russia, and they was just saying how close to enemy territories we are. and like you kind of playing with fire. Now Ethan, he was like, yeah, but we gotta make this happen. Like this, if we don't, shit, everything is gonna fall. He just jumped off the plane. He like opened it up, just jumped off the plane, just filling the water, and he was just gonna sit there. Like
All right. All right. So I asked you, out of the franchises, do you have your biggest all right now Ethan moment from the franchise to where you look at it, you just like, all right, my nigga.
the only
Like, look.
the only real eye moments for me deal with the planes. Like, cause how are you catch you're in a plane, you trying to catch a nigga with a plane, and you're in the mountains. You ain't just you know what I'm saying, you just over rivers, waters, lakes, oceans and shit where you just go, them I'm like, and it happened twice, which the movies they paid homage to each other, and it was just like let's see if we can extend this a bit more. Let's extend this moment a bit more. See how can we extend this so you kind of fall out, of course, the plane, the helicopter, which of course he's flying it. So it's a cool moment. You see that, but then of course on the last one, where in the final reckoning, he's in the goddamn airplane flying it. But I'm like, bro, you telling me the nigga in the airplane didn't like I he was cocky though. So he wasn't paying attention. He was too arrogant. He had took his eye off the ball.
So when has being cocky fucked up your peripheral vision with goggles on?
On a plane,
Because
I've never flown a plane.
oh, okay. Well, I mean, I'm sure you've been on a roller coaster before, right?
You gonna compare a plane to a roller coaster?
I'm just saying, it's just like a lot of wind has hit in my face. That's the closest I can get. But follow me. If
I'm
you on a
following.
roller coaster and a motherfucker comes out of nowhere on your left side, you, I just feel like dude didn't really react very fast in the first plane that Ethan took over, who he knocked out.
Wait, so what did he go outside? What he should did some
I mean,
tumble
you should have
rolls.
did what the hell Gabriel was doing the whole 15 minutes of that scene. I do feel like that plane scene was overextended. I feel like they probably could have cut that by 7 minutes and could have given us something with the Russians because the Russians also had a copy of the key. But I understand the way that they moved the Russians to go to a different location. But then what was the whole point of us finding out the Russians have a copy of the key? So
The
I
whole
do feel like
so no. Well, the point of the key was them having the key was to let you know they can get to where you're going to Ethan. But them throwing it to a different location is they're across the globe in another place. They're like, all right, so now we're on another location. We can go to it. So they heading that way with that key. And it's like they can't do nothing with it.
I just I cut 7 minutes from that plane scene and let's get a fight of maybe you running into something. I wish that would have been able to do something with that particular detail because if not, you didn't even have to mention him having another key. Y'all could have just gotten to a fight, you killed him, and then y'all was able to leave.
But them having the key was, I mean, but even within that, the whole thing of them having it, they had it, but they didn't have the coordinates. So it don't matter if they got the key if you don't have the coordinates. This is like if you got the map and if you have a map and you don't know how to read the map, who gives a fuck? You just got a map.
I guess having a fight with Ethan and the Russians and everybody having a key when they went on a submarine or something probably would have been just my opinion, could have been more interesting than that damn plane fight.
I
That
mean,
plane fight just seemed too long.
but it's because of they he had been this nigga had been training for decades to film this. So that's why it was that long.
Oh, okay. So yeah. All
Like
right.
I don't know how now I don't know how they filmed it. Well, I know like in what's that? Um Top Gun when he was filming, they were in they have a driver in the front and then they'd be in the back and then of course he'd be well for the other people, not for him himself when he was actually doing it. But yeah, he said he had been trying to figure out how to film being on a plane outside the plane for 20 years and they had finally figured out a way to do it the proper way. So he wanted to show off him hanging, dangling, flipping
Right.
from
Like I'm like,
the
what the
plane.
fuck? I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? I was like, oh, just showing off. It's the last movie. I get it. I get
Yeah,
it.
if you could, you telling me, Jazz, you telling me
Whatever.
if you could hang
Bro.
off of a plane and film yourself, you wouldn't do that shit for 15 minutes?
I'm not thinking about myself when I'm making this movie, Jason. I'm thinking about the audience.
The audience are coming for this movie for who? What is that? What is that? Look at your title. What does it say?
A movie that we're reviewing.
Tom Cruise Mission Impossible. This is one of the franchises within that list of 18 franchises where this movie is built off of one person's name, not off an entity of different things. Like a franchise like Harry Potter, not Star Wars. It isn't the MCU. It isn't any of these things. This movie is built off of this man's back in his legacy. There's nothing else you can say in it. So you're not in this. You take Tom Cruise out this movie, are you going to go see it? I don't think
Probably.
so. I don't think so.
So, oh, Jason, I don't stand him as much as you. And
You don't like action movies. What it
it's not
wouldn't
that I don't like action movies. I like action movies. I just hate the fact that action movies have so much plot armor. It becomes disgusting. Jurassic Park, disgusting. I'll watch it.
Jurassic Park. I don't think that's not an action movie.
Oh,
Mm.
okay. It will when we'll review that new one that comes out in a month and we'll circle back.
Lies.
We're not we're definitely reviewing that. We reviewed that last trash. We definitely reviewing that. But let me ask you this. How did you enjoy the pacing of this film?
I did. I thoroughly enjoyed it both times. I'm just like I didn't like I said because when I watched The Dead Reckoning, I was kind of like, oh, I'm kind of he kind of losing me. He kind of losing me. And I know Low, he said it's Infinity War and Endgame. I'm just like, I don't think so. This might be Infinity War, and that may have been Endgame. I don't know. But I didn't feel like that when I watched it. But when I'm watching this, and it was just like, man, okay, I'm in it. We riding. Everything just kept escalating and escalating when it came. Not necessarily when it came, but when different stuff to just get you to understand what is at stake when we go into it. So yeah. What
Yeah.
about you?
I mean, I definitely enjoyed the pacing of it. It was just so much happening. Visually, this movie was amazing. Seeing it in IMAX, highly recommend doing that because holy shit. Oh my God. But so when Lowe said that, I definitely understood what he meant when he was calling this one in game
hmm
because it pretty much wrapped up everything.
hmm
And so that's kind of pretty much what Endgame did. But I think the stakes were definitely a lot higher in this. Well, no, shit, I guess the stakes was higher in Endgame too. But you saw them niggas lose in Infinity War.
hmm
They didn't lose in the first Reckoning film because he was able to get away with the key.
Yeah, he got yeah,
Now, like I'm
he escaped with it.
right.
And
So,
mhm.
but this one, I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed the entity as the villain in this because I feel like with all of these movies that we watch, we just we're entertained by the villain because we just like probably will never be a threat to us. But realistically, an entity like that in today's society would fuck us up. And especially with AI about to be, it's growing every day. Like to think of an entity, a software program that's learning as it's going, eventually it's going to be like, yeah, humans, y'all are pointless for real. We can go ahead and take everything away from you and you don't know what's real or not. Like that's very scary. Cause then you could just be like, okay, well, let me not trust nothing. But we use a lot of technology on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah,
So
because it was I think the first in the Dead Reckoning it made them think. There was an enemy outside and they shot at it but then it really was just rerouting the torpedo back, to the ship. And I'm just like, bruh, this motherfucker here is crazy. Then they want to take over the the um the different
Missiles.
military bases and the bases and the
Hmm.
actual missiles. Did you agree with President Erica and her stance in the end? Because everybody was just like, no, you can't. You can everybody was, which you need. I guess Ethan has always been like the voice of reason, even though he's not. He does a whole bunch of stuff outside the lines, always dancing outside the lines. But ultimately, he's doing stuff for his friends. He's making sure his people are taken care of, and he's gonna do what needs to happen for the greater good. Um, in those moments, what you don't think so?
There's moments where he didn't, especially when he wasn't sure exactly what he was doing. Like still in the rabbit's foot, he had no idea what that was. And I remember at the end of that movie, he even asked Lawrence Fishburne, "So what is that?" And he was just like, I'll tell you if you come back to work with us.
So what do you?
So like,
So you swear you are so hard.
what you mean?
So if Trevante has been kidnapped and you need to go steal
Do I
this,
know Michael B. Jordan? Is me and Michael?
you
I mean,
don't know you
Michael
don't you
cool.
don't you don't know him at all.
Damn.
You are married
Would he
to
come to the funeral?
Trevante. No, why would he come there?
They might be in the same
Trevante is a
circles.
nurse.
The fuck? Ah. Okay, go ahead.
Trevante is a nurse. You have been tasked with stealing the rabbit's foot for his safety. What are you doing?
And I got Ethan's plot armor. Yeah, I do. I do. I do.
His plot of what? There's people ain't just out here just shooting at him like
Nah,
crazy like that.
Jason, he got plot armor. So if I got
How?
his plot armor,
You can know he does not have plot armor like that. I'm not letting you get that off. He's not just sitting out here with plot armor like that.
what percentage of plot armor do you think Ethan has?
What percentage?
Yes. Get ready to lie.
I don't know how to answer what
You
percentage
don't?
of I don't because what is he? He's not in outside of the mission. He like the one he goes in and he puts himself in. He died every movie.
Jason.
He died every movie.
How much, what is the percentage of
I
plot
don't. I can't. I
armor
can't. I don't know how
Ethan
to.
has?
I don't know how to answer
That's
that
an
question.
easy question.
I don't know how to answer it. I don't think he had plot armor. I don't think he had plot armor. This
All right.
is
It's cool. It's cool.
just
You want me to answer? I'm going to say 89.14.
89. Where are you getting that number from? From what? Based on what?
All 8 movies.
What do you mean?
That
How?
nigga, man, listen.
He
It's
you got
okay.
it. So to have plot armor, you have to be in a dead to
Situation
a
that's,
dead to rights
he jumped
situation.
in that water.
Which one? He jumped in a lot of water.
He did. He was soaking wet through this whole movie, but he was able to survive it.
Which one are you talking
Every
about?
si- Jason, this whole I get it though. It's okay.
No, no, no.
I
I
understand
want to understand because I want you to
when
understand
he
that he
jumped out that plane and
he
the
just sat. We just sat waiting for him to pick him up. Hopefully, they come
right
pick him up. Now that was not. I don't. Now that is a movie. That is a movie suspend belief situation. Now that was bogus. I can't like I said now you a real nigga just wouldn't do that. But I ain't talking about. I'm not talking about stuff that just convenient situations. I am referring to a moment of he's in a shootout. He's trying to get away. He's in a chase. Those type of.
plot
I'm not.
armor does not limit it to a shootout. Plot
You just,
armor
you just,
is I gotta
I just
make
taught you what plot
sure.
armor was. So no, 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 no,
No,
no.
you
Yes, I
didn't. We
did.
got all so
And I had told y'all what plot armor was.
what's plot armor, Jason? Keep this nigga in the game to the end.
He's the lead, yes. But do
But
you keep it
you
at
can't.
but keep it I don't think that I just
Okay.
don't think that what it is because he in those moments he died like when he was in the, like when on like what was it Fallout no Rogue Nation when he was when he had to go in the water to get Benji through that thing, and that's when Tom Cruise himself had to learn how to hold his breath for 10 minutes to film this scene. Now, first off, why the fuck do you care if you can hold your breath for 10 minutes to go film? Now, I understand for optics, it looks good in a camera. It looks good on camera. But you would never, what are you using that for real, in real life? I hope you don't have to use any of these skills that he picked up when he's not filming, because he's picked up a lot of them.
He probably is. He's getting ready for the AI to take over. So then he can be the one to go save us. And we'll be calling him Tom instead of Ethan. He is preparing us for that. And the fact that it's okay. We'll ask the people, the listeners and everything, what percentage Tom Cruise's plot armor is. Because you in denial about it, but it's okay. It's completely fine. But I have a game for you. Since we're talking about plot armor. The game is called Who Has More Plot Armor? We're going to be similar to the game we did last week during our...
This bullshit.
What Black movie did we do last week?
Set It Off.
Set It Off, yes. All right, so the first candidate is going to be Ethan from Mission Impossible versus Dom from Fast and the Furious.
No, oh my God!
Who has more plot armor?
Dom. 100%. Nobody has more plot armor than Dom.
Okay, round 2. Dom or Sidney Prescott?
Sidney Prescott. Hell. Sidney Prescott. This man
say nobody has more than Dom and then be like, wait, there is Sidney.
There is somebody. There's somebody.
Right. Round 3. Sidney Prescott or any lead character in a Jurassic Park movie? Who has more plot armor?
Goddamn Chris Pratt, goddamn it. Yeah. That nigga Chris Pratt got the boy down. Yeah, I don't know. They didn't get rid of not a single person in the Jurassic Park franchise. They at least kill niggas in Mission Impossible. They got niggas up out of here. And just not as many as you wanted. But this ain't, you know what I'm saying? This ain't like if you I mean I think James Bond is more. I think James Bond be more, but that means James Bond don't die. So I mean you may still be mad about that. They kill a lot of niggas in James Bond. He just don't die.
And that's fine. But if you have people that's on a mission with Ethan and then you never see them anymore, just kill them off.
They don't be on they but you gotta, so in fairness, he has a new team every time. It's never like the same. It's never the same. Like it's never like kill the same people. They just be going to new missions. Why we gotta kill them? Because they're not with him no more.
I feel like their turnover rate is very high, but I'm not seeing it.
It may not be her though.
Jason,
they're not in war.
That's that first movie. They got them niggas out of here.
But that's because we had the internal bullshit.
But you also had that in Ghost Protocol.
No, Fallout. But it's it.
No, 2 movies actually, because fuck.
I hate Ghost Protocol. That's one with Jeremy Renner in it. Hawkeye. There was no.
It was the one with Lawrence Fishburne. It was the one 3.
That was number 3.
Yeah, his homeboy was working with the villain in that. So it's not like that organization is above corruption.
I mean, but they haven't. So in those first 3, they played with it. But that'll be a dead storyline. They keep doing it. Like somebody always turning on you. Like goddamn. So then at that point, he just started working with the people that he knew.
I mean, just sprinkling some corruption here and there. But I will say the first...
They did. They got Henry Cavill. That was your corruption. He was a cop that turned evil.
He was a part of a cult. He didn't just turn evil. He was in there.
Oh, so you know what? Then in Dead Reckoning, you had people in the internal organization, which reminds me, when they was on that boat, little shorty, the shorty who was like, you better not lose my suit, which he for sure lost that suit.
It's out of here. He's never going to see her again.
Should she be Abby?
From The Last of Us?
Yeah.
I don't know what Abby's character looks like in a video game to do a comparison.
You've never seen the video game character?
I'm be honest, if she a swole looking chick, that's not staying an imprint in my head of like, remember.
Oh, so yeah, she looked like I said, damn, she could be Abby. Like she.
Well, there's already an Abby Jason. Stop trying to.
That look
Wow.
kind of
You think
crazy.
she was giving Tom the eye?
I don't think so. I think she was just like, so the thing with these movies is Ethan is a mythical creature, even within the franchise itself. Because just like in Fall, not in Fall, in not Ghost, but in Rogue Nation, when he went to a little record store, and later was like, "Is it you?" Like it's really in every movie. Somebody was like, "Oh shit!" Like and like this, like shit. This is like GM's son. He was like, "If you see him, he is a man, a myth, a legend. He's a ghost. Kill him. I do not care." I it was just like, bro, he did not give a damn about anything. Just go ahead, smoke him, put him out of his misery. That's perfectly fine. And at
I mean,
first,
I get it.
I thought Captain Carter, I thought that was god doggone Ilse at first. When she first pulled out, like, damn, I said, I thought she was dead. What is she doing there stealing from people again? But nah, that was
Ethan's face would have lit up.
he
He
would
would
have
have been so.
he wasn't like that with her though. I'm telling you, that wasn't no love.
I think he definitely liked Ilsa more, and it's fucked up because yeah, I think he liked her more than Grace because
100%.
in the Reckoning, because you got the Final Reckoning and then the Reckoning Part One,
The dead reckoner.
Dead Reckoning, Dead Reckoning. Gabriel was like, I hoped it would have been you. Like, yo, he was like, oh, I would have killed his favorite bitch. That's what it was. That's crazy. He over there beating Coach Carter ass. I'm like, here you go. That bitch stay working. And
But you
she's
know,
pegging Carter in everything.
she keeps the job. Yeah, no, she keep a bit, but she good though. I actually enjoy her character though. She was actually an enjoyable character. It wasn't just like she didn't for me. It didn't just wasn't the fit. Now she wasn't ill. Now Ilse,
Yeah.
her kid. Now she was that girl though. Like for real. I'm saying her that motherfucker. She was that. Which reminds me, what is your top three movies from the franchise?
So I put them all in order.
Okay, you can do the you can do the order then. That's fine.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't sure how you did it, so yeah, it's fine. You can do
I
it.
did all of them because I figured we was gonna talk about the franchise during this movie. During this review, excuse me. So 8 is going to be Mission Impossible 2. 7 is Mission Impossible 3.
Hmm.
6 is Ghost Protocol.
Mhm.
5 is Rogue Nation. 4 is Final Reckoning. 3 is Fallout. 2 is Mission Impossible 1. And my favorite one is Dead Reckoning. I figured the judgment is going to be there because it's just like, why do you have Mission Impossible 1 so high? I fucking love that movie. It
Hmm.
was the one that I watched originally, and I was just like, they was getting niggas out of here. And Ethan's his missions just seemed like they had me more at the edge of my seat. Like, because that scene of him in that room, I'm sorry. That's like my background, half of it. Like that scene is so epic.
Yeah. It's a classic. It's a
So
classic. Should have went
what's your
triple.
yeah,
So
what's
for
yours?
me, number eight, definitely Mission Impossible 2. Number seven would be Ghost Protocol. Paula Patton's in there. Come on, y'all know that. Come on. Um, now we get kind of this where it gets kind of true. So Mission Impossible 3 would be six. I really enjoy that film, but they just went to a different level after that. Um, Dead Reckoning would be number five for me. Um, Final Reckoning would be number four. For me, I do like I'm still I'm in my rewatch of number seven. Like I said, I do feel a bit differently after as I'm sorry going back through it.
Mm-hmm.
Mission Impossible 1 is in my top three. Love that film. Um, I don't think like I will say it is some as much as I enjoy it. So I don't, his acting is, he I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know about that in the first movie at least. Yeah, I don't know. One of the movies, what was it? Mission Impossible 3, which I knew was just with the times. It was 2006. He's he's running, or maybe it was Mission Impossible 2. I don't know, but he running, he jumps on. It was 3. He jumped, he running, he gets on there. He said, "Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall," and I was like, "Bruh, what? Who's made him say this cheesy ass line, dog?"
I'm glad I do not remember that.
But then he did the movie with Jamie Foxx, and I'm just like, okay, so this nigga
Oh,
can
Collateral.
like, come on, bro, he can turn this shit up. Like, all right, but of course, Rogue Nation, that's number 2, and you're not beating Fallout is the best, the very, very best of the Mission Impossible franchise. And the fact that those are 1, 2, I'd appreciate that where they was just like, let's carry this storyline over into something. I think that was initially going to be the end. And then they decide to do, 2 more of the actual movie. But this time he said this is the end. This is him saying it's the end. So we
People
shall
lie
see.
every day.
He in his 60s though. How much more of this running and jumping and stomping can he do?
Didn't Tom come out and say he's gonna act till he dies?
That's not what I asked. I said, how much of this running, stomping, and jumping can he do? He can't keep on putting his body through these measures, can he?
You gotta ask his body. I shit, my nigga. I don't know. I don't know. Tom is crazy.
Um, so did I ask you what your favorite intro?
No, you did not. And I'm
Okay,
gonna
so
say Mission Impossible 1. I'm assuming the intro is like what their first mission.
yeah, when I say the first mission that they have, like it's always that, it's the before they do the title card.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Mission Impossible 1.
When he was beating the dude up in the mask. Not when he did not. We ain't talking about not the first, not the intro. That not when everybody get killed. That's the first. That's the second mission technically. But he always starts with a mission. So when Mission Impossible 1, the girl is dead in the
And
movie
he puts a needle in her to
to bring her back. So yeah, that's
okay,
what I
so
mean.
no.
Yeah.
Uh damn, okay, I misunderstood.
My bad,
Uh
my bad.
oh
So
no, you good.
is that your favorite mission? I mean, that can't be your favorite mission.
Uh shit, it's up there.
Hmm.
But I don't know what my favorite intro is. What's yours?
The one on on what is it? Protocol? Not protocol. Um, is it protocol? Rogue Nation. The one on Rogue Nation where he's like, we got to get these missiles off the plane, and then you see Jeremy Renner talking, and then Benji pop up. And then he was like, I had to get Luther. He said, Luther, you supposed to be on mission in another place. He was like, I am, but Benji needed my help. And then,
Right, okay. And then the guard comes out there, and Ethan is just like, I got these missiles. I'm out of here. No, that was a good one.
they do
Uh
they do something like this similar in every one of the movies, except 3. I think 3 is the only one that kind of deviates from that because
yeah, because they was just pretty much kind of showing you this is where Ethan is going to end up.
yeah.
I'm sorry, if I'm a villain, I'm not going to fake kill your wife.
But if I
She's
killed
out of
your
here.
but if I kill your wife, what motivates you to do what I need you to do at this point?
But if I fake kill her, you're still not gonna do it.
Hmm.
I'm like, torture her in front of him. Let her hear her. Let him hear her screams as you were taking off her
Fingers,
fingernails.
which like on what's that? What movie is the Final Reckoning? He was when Gabriel kidnapped him and Grace, and he was like, "Hey, just remember, it's just pain." Imagine the nigga.
Jason, Jason. Soon as I see them tools, nigga, I'm snitching. Y'all might just don't need to send me on no mission. I'm not sitting there. And I'm like, I enjoy certain levels of pain, but not that shit that they was about to do. I'm snitching. Just if Jazz get locked up and it's like she got all the secrets, should do we need to take her? Yes, I'm telling everything.
What movie is that? Oh shit, what's it called? Now we talk about spy movies and things that or stuff that don't have a plot armor and whatnot. The shit that we I don't know if you loved it, but I loved it. The one with Damn.
Lashana Lynch.
Yeah, with that one when they was like
Yeah, the Jackal.
the jackal. Yeah, he shot the dude. He killed. He's like, nigga, you ain't telling no secrets, nigga. Pop. He won't even tell, but he was like, I gotta make sure this
That's
nigga
what
don't
I'm
tell.
saying. You don't have time to be leaving people alive.
But he was a hitman, so it was a little bit different. The hitman, of course, the hitman supposed to kill everybody.
Yeah. I don't care who crying. I don't care about none of that.
That man killed the
But
grandma, the dad, granddad, that nigga,
everybody,
the
get them
babe.
out of here. But let me ask you about your movie theater experience.
Mhm.
How was it? Because like mine was pretty active. And so I always find it funny now with, of course, we're going into summer. We getting these blockbuster movies going in. It's just like the movies is
Some is already here now, Jazz. We talked about this.
ah
We was saying we gotta wait to June. No, it's over with. This shit already kicked off.
well, this episode drops in June. Ha!
I mean,
But
we ain't talking about the episode. We saying when we were saying when the summer started. We expected it to be a June situation. It's not. It's kicked
but
off in May.
but see, it depends on who you ask, because a lot of people say the
Oh,
first.
damn, what this?
Well, you gotta know what people say, so you know the time
The
frame. So you
streets, the
can
streets.
you gotta listen to the streets. But it's normally the weekend of Memorial Day, and it's going until
Mhm.
the last weekend in August, which will be Labor Day. So that's pretty much summer blockbuster, all of that. And
Mhm.
it's just like trying to figure out, okay, who's about to be making all this money? Which movie is going to own summer 2025? Lilo and Stitch,
Is going to own
possibly.
the they own the summer.
I was
It's a
I
wrap.
was thinking, I was like, should we start doing kid movies? But like, I ain't trying to see that shit. We'll see. We'll see if the people want it. But
I mean, so it's going. I mean, that movie's going. It's gonna hit the blocks because now people gonna be going to the movies. As these adult movies come out, people gonna start sending their kids into the kid movie till they come out. Then they gonna pop in, however it going, and it's just it's a good time, and people are enjoying it. Mission Impossible did well, but it still got his ass kicked, like
I mean,
which
I
is
kind of
crazy.
kids on vacation. It's hard to go up against a kid movie.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's that was a risk.
I mean,
Now,
but did they know? I mean, because why do I feel like I'm the only one that didn't expect that movie to come out the way it came out? Like
what you mean?
like I didn't know it was coming out. I knew it was coming, but I didn't know it was coming out that soon. Like by the time I seen it, it was like, oh shit, it's coming out. Like, oh shit, they come out the same weekend as Mission Impossible.
I mean, because since it was the first holiday weekend going into summer, it's you kind of expect like big name movies to drop.
Mhm.
Now, Final, excuse me, Mission Impossible should have dropped when Final Destination dropped. Then it could have stole some thunder. But you think about like the movies that we've gotten shit within the past month. You had Sinners, you had Thunderbolts, you had Final Destination Bloodlines, you got Mission Impossible, you got Lilo and Stitch. And you got 28 years later coming in June. And
Mhm.
then July is going to be crazy. You have Ballerina dropping this weekend. So we have a very versatile group of movies dropping this summer
Mhm.
in different categories. So it's exciting. I'm curious if this summer of films will be better than summer of 2024.
I thought summer 2024 was it 2020? No, it was 2023.
2023 was a big one,
2023 was
but
a big one, but yeah, hopefully, man. We need. I want the movies to do well. I like seeing them do well.
yeah. But
Which
we
go
went
ahead.
down a tangent, but no, I was your movie theater experience. Like,
Oh
how was
yeah,
your theater?
it was cool. It was cool. I seen it twice. One with regular filming, because school and all of the different events. But it was cool. It had a nice turnout. And there people were laughing, crying, not crying, but cheering. That's what I was trying to look up because I wanted to say, boom, what
Did
is
your
he?
people clap at the
They
end?
at the end, but also when Tremel Tillman came onto the film. He's not a lead, but he's up and coming, and I say that, but he's a big part of the Severance, the black guy in the Severance. He was on the captainship, so a lot of people really was happy to see him, which it was dope to see, him being able to get that part because of course, he's still in all the scenes on that show. He's not even the lead, but every scene he's still in them. And they were able to expound how much he has put into their character on that show has been dope. But like I said, in here, I think a lot of people was like happy to see him inside the film. But yeah, what about you? How was your experience?
It was cool. Both of the times that I went to go see it, they clapped at the end. And it's funny because to hear people's reactions, because in that first time seeing it, then people thought Tom was dead at the end. I heard somebody gasp, "Oh, he's okay." And I'm sitting there and I'm just like, did you not think he would be okay? But then I was just like, Jazz, take your head out of being a consistent movie person and just your average person that's going to go see a movie. They at the edge of their seat and they breathing hard because you had people clap at the end when the couple and the black cop show back up. I thought
Hmm.
them niggas was dead. So you had them show back up and somebody said, "Whew, yes, they alive." So it's just funny hearing that, especially in an action movie like this. I ain't trying to hear that shit during horror. Y'all niggas be quiet. But like action movies, just hearing people's reaction and everything, it's actually funny. But it's that movie experience that you would get.
Yeah.
So
Speaking of movie experience, of course, at the end we do get this speech from Luther that, he kind of alluded to in the beginning of the movie, but he wouldn't be able to get, which we did lose Luther. In the beginning, he was the first to go, to kind of amp up the stakes in the film or the franchise toward the end of the movie. Jazz, relax, relax. So, who did it better? Tony Todd in Final Destination 6 or Luther at the end of Mission Impossible? Yeah, you got to pick.
to some, this might be a hard decision. Not for me. Not for me. I'm gonna say Tony Todd in Final Destination because tears was about to run down my face during that one because that shit hit heavy for multiple reasons. But I'm gonna say since he was in the first film throughout the franchise, he was only in one. He wasn't in one of the films, but yeah, the way they were able to incorporate his character and all of that. Nah, that shit had me like
Who wasn't in one of the films?
Tony Todd. It was only one Final Destination film he wasn't in.
I feel like he wasn't in two of them.
Oh shit, maybe.
I think he was only like in three, if I'm not mistaken. Well, four, he was in four. He was in four for sure. The first one, the second one, and then he was in the Final Destination 5, and then he was in
He was in the
6.
third one too. So he just wasn't in four.
I don't think so. He wasn't in two because it was like I think he was alluded to, but I don't think he was in there though. I
You
don't
don't think he
know.
was in which one?
3 and 4.
He was definitely in three. No, I'll look at it right now. But which one do you think was hit
I
harder?
I think I appreciated Luther's a little bit more. Like I appreciated what Tony Todd did with his because I think they told him just speak to the audience about it because they knew about his diagnosis. And then of course he passed away not too long after. But yeah, I appreciated him, at least them giving him that, but also giving his character some life in the story because we all kind of thought about, is he gonna be death? Is he gonna be this? Is he gonna be just a whole bunch of rumors of what we thought his character was going to be, and then it was just turns out what?
Don't be spoiling another movie on another movie. And you said you don't spoil for shit that's on our review list, and this one is on the list. We just don't know
Oh,
when. Oh yeah. But let's go back to this mission. This nigga, golly. But okay. So, and I did just do my Googles. He was definitely in three. But the visuals in this movie, the way the entity was speaking to Ethan, would you have gotten in that box?
man, that was kind of scary. I mean, I would have had to. You would have. I mean, look, the box was calling you. It was calling him
I
because
mean,
the
it
door.
did. It took my
It
handprint.
it locked everything up. It wouldn't let Gabriel back in there. So he's been casted out, and we have picked you.
But it's not even like he picked Ethan. He was just like, "You're the only person that can go get this." Gabriel, he used Gabriel, but not to the extent of him trying to use Ethan, because he knew what Ethan was trying to do, his intentions. But no, I agree. I would have just been like, all right, y'all. Because at this point, we're living in hell ish. We can't really trust nothing. So we're kind of in chaos already, which is why I understand everybody's decision to bet it all on Ethan. Because then you just like, well, I mean, shit, if we don't, then what's our other option? So it's like, damned if you do, damned if you don't. Let's see if this white man can get it done. His track record is pretty good. So here
Yeah.
you go.
I mean, but that's what Day Reckoning was talking about. And they said, "What's so?" When a dude from Saw was like, "So what is it that he do?" Like, I can't say who that can. It's classified. I can't say, but he comes to any mission that we can't figure out. He's the one we call. Like, and he's so. What kind of job description is that?
Who
He
does he
just
answer to? Nobody.
It's just outside the lines of the law for the most part. How does he get paid? That's what I'm curious about. Like, how does he get like
I
how
would
do they
say like a wire transfer because he got money. He's not broke.
no,
But
not that, but like is it like is there an agreed like each mission, like if you choose to accept his mission, this is the payout. Like, or is it just like endless, or is it just like he just got a bank account, he could just go crazy with it if he needed to?
that's a really good question. And I feel like it's probably something like that that they wired to him. Now it's like, do y'all pay him ahead of time or after the mission is done? Because there's been a lot where they thought he was a mole or they thought he was actually the villain and everything. So I don't know. But Ethan just he just vibes, missions and vibes. But now like when he got into the entity, that like the design of that and how it was pretty much an eye, I thought that design was really dope
Mhm.
because you see in a lot of previous films that they would put that contact in the eye so somebody can see what's going on to where they would use that because the entity was eye seeing everywhere. Everywhere in
Mhm.
electronics, it was used in cameras, surveillance, everything. And to create so many different scenarios reminded me of Doctor Strange. But Ethan's reaction to seeing all of that was a lot more believable than Strange seeing 14,000 scenarios. I'm like, so you was there, you saw all the shit fuck up, and you just, oh, whew, all right, y'all, we gonna try to figure this out. Ethan was scared as hell. Ethan was like, is this real? Are you real? And
But
then
it's a
he just
but
ran down the block to go save Luther.
that's I
I
mean, but
haven't
this
seen Ethan eat food ever. He doesn't eat anything. I don't see him drinking no water, like nothing.
he when he was eating and drinking in number three at the house.
Mm. You mean before he went to go get his mission?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, once the mission start, what we need to eat for?
Nigga,
We
you doing a
passed it.
lie. Like you nah, you can't fast like that. Get you a snack.
All he do is work out. That's all a nigga do is work out. He don't never see him eating. They probably
Yeah.
this food probably go straight into his body in real life.
Yeah. But what what'd you think about like the entity as a villain?
I enjoy. I mean, I enjoy. I mean, of course, I enjoyed that. Um, once you remove people, you start dealing with things that can control the world or control that can control, D-Day. Then it's like, all right, now we get into the nitty gritty of it, because his whole thing. I'm giving you 3 days to go get it, and if, to help me out, get me free from up in here. And after that, I'm just gonna. But he said they couldn't shoot until Ethan got it. They weren't gonna let it, But I guess maybe they were gonna blow up everything else prior to. him doing it, and it was just like whoever survived was gonna be the stronger ones, which is insane.
I'm sorry. Paradise ain't built yet. So what we doing? And the fact that he had cult members, I thought was a really dope element in this
Mm-hmm.
because I can see that shit happening to where you have people that's just, you know, well, online warriors that's just like, no, this entity is better. That should be running the world and all this other shit.
People
Like,
that's on YouTube going crazy.
right. Twitter
So
going insane.
because he was finding these, you need to stay off the internet.
That was cheesy. That was cheesy. I'm gonna be honest. Like that fight scene was pretty cool, but I was just like, Tom, you
But I
don't
mean,
have to get.
it makes sense. What I mean, what where's because I was legit about to ask you, where's Anthony even talking to these people at? It's just the internet stuff. I mean, stuff just on the internet is pushing in front of people. The propaganda is pushing.
Yeah. And plus, at the beginning of the movie, when Madam President was explaining everything to Ethan, and she talked about the cult members joining um, the entity and believing in that cause, she said that they embedded themselves in law enforcement. So
Mm-hmm.
that kind of lets you know, like, we don't really know who's a part of the cult, but there's a chance they're in spaces that we don't need them to be in,
Mm-hmm.
and which is in a fucking submarine. Which, let me ask you this: the most dangerous space to get into a severe fight, an airplane, a helicopter, a submarine, or a car, or a train? Remove helicopter because I gave you two air options. Remove that. So a submarine, a moving car, a a train, and a plane.
I'm gonna say a moving car because 9 times out of 10 we in close proximity to the driver. So whether we driving or we just in this motherfucker, we in the car close to somebody. So like doing anything in there, you can slip up. Like if you're on a plane, you got no space. Probably train, you got no space. That's gonna be my reasoning for me. Just the proximity of somebody, either one of us is driving or somebody driving and wrong hit. They can if they going speeding. People do crazy shit when they get mad when they drive, and they may stop the motherfucking car. They may speed up in the car. You never know what the fuck they may do. They may pull an Ethan, drive fast, and grab the belt buckle and think they gonna survive this car. I don't know what.
I'm not even gonna give that scene shit. That scene was fire. I was like, damn, that's so smart. Okay, if I'm ever in that situation, I know what to do because Ethan did it.
What about you? Which one is
I would say the one that probably scared me the most is a submarine.
mm,
Because if anything were to happen, like if
I'm not
somebody
getting
shoots something,
I'm not getting on the submarine.
Jason, that wasn't nigga. I gave you the option because that's where you're going to be. Which one is worse? If you were,
That's not gonna be on. I'm just not gonna be on. I'm just too afraid of close spaces. I wouldn't be on it. The mission would be failed if it was up to Jason. I wouldn't be on the submarine.
all right. Well,
I remember I was talking to my homeboy, not homeboy, my coworker, and I was like, man, he was the Navy SEALs. I said, you see any comeback? He said, nigga, if I see comeback, bitch, I'd be drowned. They would have shot us.
listen,
Ain't no,
like
ain't no out there talking about this is for Americans, and then they shoot torpedoes, and that's it.
you're out of here, and that's why, because like they have to use like the sonar, like elect technology is very important for them because you ain't got no windows. You're not seeing nothing.
I watch US. I watch US 571. Nah, fuck out them to so fuck that. I'm not never
I,
ever ever.
I'm and then but I'm watching this and I was just like, so the biggest obstacle was we don't want to shut off our nuclear weaponry before anybody else.
Yeah.
And there's an AI parasite that could possibly take it from us, but we're gonna keep it on because somebody else still has theirs on, and we don't want to. Like, don't
They
it seem
hold,
kind of crazy?
but that's why Ethan, with every situation, he was like, I can't allow nobody to be in control of whatever said situation is because I don't think none of y'all will do right with this.
No, they wouldn't. Because my thing is, you thought to yourself, we're not going to disarm because we don't want another country to be stronger than us in that moment.
In
But
this
there
moment,
is a fucking AI parasite that's going to take it. You know what I mean? So it's just like, okay, so we keep it as long as we can, but make sure it's longer than everybody else's.
hmm
And it's, yeah.
So even within that, you look at, um, dang, who I don't know. It's the of course it's the dick swinging contest. Everybody want to be
Right.
the biggest baddest in that. But even with us, we held out. Look how long we held out here. We all that just to turn it off, and then for what? Like, but then they were deciding that, what they never
She
said
was
what.
about to, but that motherfucker tried to shoot her and he delayed it. They had 15 seconds and she was on the phone. But here come a little hater that was like, I gotta take her out because she's gonna fuck shit up. Because we also don't know if he was a follower of the entity.
Yeah, he had to be.
I just thought he was scared because
I think he was a follower. I mean, I think he was a follower just like because she you remember she said somebody in here is gonna turn against me at some point.
so you think that's because somebody that was working with the entity? Because I thought it was
Yeah.
going to be out of fear. Because normally when it's like end of the world crisis, there's always somebody that's going to break.
I feel like it was. I feel like it was an entity, part of the entity, just like the guy on the boat, well, on the submarine that tried to take him out.
Well, they took out Ron Swanson, R.I.P.
Oh,
But
I'm like that wasn't him, but I get,
that
I
was Ron
get.
Swanson. For my folks that know about Parks and Rec.
Ah,
But I had a question. Do you have three characters that should have died from the franchise?
all your
And
all your questions are geared towards, man. This is some bullshit. Like this is I feel like this is your still all your questions are coming from. Like, this is some bullshit.
no, I just feel like more bodies should have fell. Do you not feel that way?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
I
I
don't.
mean, if you don't have three, that's fine. I'll share my three.
I bet you got three. This nigga was looking for people. This nigga should have
Yeah.
died here.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
nigga should have died there. That nigga should have died there. Like I said, I mean,
I,
outside of Benji, like I said, outside of Benji at the end when he got shot, but I mean, but stuff like that would piss me off. Like you get shot one time and that's it. Like not even a headshot. Like that would have pissed me off. So Benji, I think the black guy could have blown up at the end right there. Um, I mean, they flirted with Luther's death a few times, so they finally got him at the end. So no, I don't think nobody else. What about you?
I'm gonna do Julia from Fallout, which is Ethan's wife. Should have got her out of here. I'm gonna do Naya.
In Fallout?
Yeah, she should have blown up or something. Should have caught a bullet. Lane was right there. He could have done it. Naya from Mission Impossible 2 should have died because like their romance went nowhere. Just kill her. And Benji in
I mean,
Final
but
Reckoning.
you gotta think like in these movies when they have these romance, it's not supposed to go nowhere. It's a fling for the moment. It's not, you know what I'm
Kill her.
saying? They know.
Kill her. Get her out of
Go
here.
watch the James Bond movies. You want to see that shit.
I'm
They
gonna
do this
have
shit over
to.
there. Yeah. They do this shit over there. Man,
I ain't gotta do Mission Impossible no more where everybody go home
this nigga be
and meet the
mad,
people
nigga.
that's no longer in the shadows.
Nigga, but you allow, but you allowing Sydney to go home. I tell you what.
Just one. Just one person.
Well, no,
Ethan has a crew of 20.
he no, he don't. He got a crew of two. Hell,
Two. That's a reach.
two. It's not.
Paris and his crew, that black guy in his crew, Coach Carter in his
The Paris was he Mantis. He picked her up because
she
she
rocking
was
with
trying
him.
to kill him.
And now they friends.
Now that's now, not before.
Sometimes friendships become friendships when they were enemies first. He has a crew in Benji and Captain Carter. He got a whole fucking crew. He shouldn't. They got a happy ending.
He picked them up. It's a spy movie
Go ahead.
supposed
You right. It's an action movie. Go ahead and say it. Right.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Hear that, man. Let me hear that shit.
Look, it's cool.
Mm-mm.
It is what it is.
And I guess the last question I had though, for real. Who did it better? Tom Cruise when he was freezing in the Arctic, with Tyrese as Jody and Baby Boy.
Normally I try to root for everybody black, but I'm gonna go with Tom. Tom did it better. Jody was having nightmares. And he was having ain't shit nightmares.
No, he was in his mama's stomach. He was showing how he was as a baby. You remember that? Like he was the childbirth. He was like screaming.
Stop. Who you gonna say did it better?
Yeah.
He was over here saying mama. Oh my God.
I would go with Jody. But look, so Tom, like when you look at Tom's scenes, somebody pointed out, it was like, whenever when he does those flying scenes, he look a little bit more happy. When he get in the water, he don't be smirking, he don't smile or nothing. He be super serious whenever those moments come up. Do you ever when they film those, do you ever feel claustrophobic, like you stuck inside of something?
When they're filming those movies?
Not film, like when you watching those scenes, do you ever feel like, ooh, well, if this is me, it'll be a wrap?
Oh, I mean, I think that anyway, but I don't feel no kind of way about it. Like when he jumped in, and they just like, we got to leave because they're showing us their missiles, and that's the only warning we're gonna get. And he was just like, well, let me just jump in this water. There's so many of the times where I looked at these missions and I said, I would die, dead, out of here. Wouldn't survive. When he got the fucking submarine caught his suit and he went back down, dead, out of here, wouldn't know what to do. Yo, I would have died in like first 5 minutes of this shit. I'm not gonna join this their organization.
That's not a coach you would be in?
Hell no. Jason, look, running from zombie or attempting to run from zombies, sure. There's no point in me going out my way to train for something. I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to do this, y'all. I'm looking around at everybody else. Like,
the first mission, like, damn, that's it. Like, that's it. As
soon as I get that text from Ethan, I need you.
Because what was it? Ghost Protocol. Ghost Protocol. I keep going to Ghost Protocol, but the one in Rogue Nation, where you had to jump down that big ass circle and then go up under the water for as long as he could to get that. That's it, man. That's it. Just looking at this made my stomach hurt.
I would be like, did I start holding my breath in time? Maybe do I have any more time? Dead. Like when I did my rewatch recently, dead. I'm out of here. I would be so bad. They would have had me in the office. They would not have put me in the field. They would have been like,
you would have been Benji in number 3. Man, what you doing out here in the field? I passed my test.
I wouldn't have took it.
You wouldn't have known for real until you got out there.
If I'm working for an organization where they do spy shit, I'm not going to say the field is where I want to be. No. Hell no. I'm not climbing no buildings. I'm not jumping from one to the next. Man, look. I almost died at that damn smash shit that I did a week ago. Remind me to show you the video because I refuse to send it to anybody because I'm not letting that video out there. Ain't no AI about to fuck Jazz up. But listen, almost died.
You in a closed environment by yourself.
And ain't nobody chasing me. Ain't nobody chasing me. They'd be like, ma'am, we're not going to pass you. You did me a favor. I'll go back to my desk. You think you could... Are you signed up for one of these missions to be on Ethan's team? He's going to show up in his Batman suit.
I might. Nah, it's just too much. I got to be light. I need to be light. out there, the jeans and the shirt, some shit. I can't be out there. He was out there in a 3-piece suit and Dead Reckoning in the airport. I said, hell no, I need to be. And he just be
Stay running,
just for no
not
reason.
eating,
For no, he
not
be running
eating.
for no reason too.
Did you like the comedic moments in this movie? Because it was a few that was pretty funny.
Yeah, I enjoyed him. Like I said, I feel like it was, paced pretty well. I feel like it's a lot of
Yeah.
stuff that be going on. Like some of the stuff. I It's a movie. So now if they would have made it a bit more realistic, I feel like it may would have hit a bit more. Like actually put them in like situations where niggas could possibly be like, I might can do that. It would have felt a little bit different, but you gotta this nigga, he's not the normal nigga. This nigga be doing shit that just normal people just don't do. Like, why are you just flying planes the way you be flying them? Like, why is that just something you can do? Like, that's just something he picked up. He's Franklin in Snowfall. Like,
Franklin was not getting in plane fights with other people.
but he can fly.
Franklin was not jumping from one plane to the next. And you watch these movies and you sit up here and tell yourself, ain't no plot armor. That's crazy. I
He
get it
can
though.
do he can do it though.
Right. Because he made this entire franchise. He
You
is
seen
Superman.
you
He
seen
is
Top
Batman.
Jazz, you seen Top Gun. He was in there, he was flying for
Just the
real.
second one. Just the second one. I didn't see the first one.
That's all he is. He didn't find the first one. He couldn't do it then. I think that's what pushed him to go learn how to go do it.
Sometimes you need that motivation.
Like in American Made, I think he was driving the car in there. He was a race car driver in that bitch. Like,
Damn,
God,
he
this nigga.
damn. Speaking of Tom Cruise films, Mr. Stan, what are your top three favorites?
Top three. Collateral, Mission Impossible, Fallout. And I guess I'm gonna go with American Made. I think that's what it's called. Let me
Mm,
make sure.
mm,
It just came on the other day. I was like, is that Tom Cruise? Oh no, American Made is the one about the drugs. About the drug running. No, 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 not that one. Hold on. Sorry.
you're
Came
not
on
a
the
real
call.
Stan.
I don't give up.
Fake fans.
That nigga almost 70 years old, cuz. In in 7 years, nigga be 50. I mean 70. The
Oh,
Last Samurai real good too.
I ain't seen that either.
Hmm. Hmm.
I'm looking at your background picture and he's just hanging. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, yo.
That's real.
All right. Are you
That's
still trying to
real.
are you still trying to find your third movie?
I'm trying. Yeah, I'm trying.
All right. Let me go ahead and drop mine while you looking for yours. And this is not in any order. I am going to say A Few Good Men.
Fire.
I'm going to say The Firm. And I'm going to say Interview with the Vampire. I didn't put any Mission Impossible films on here since I listed my favorites earlier.
Interview with a Vampire.
Yeah, he had Brad Pitt. But
Far
we
and
have
away.
seen. Oh, with Kemp with his ex-wife.
Yes.
He was broken that.
Wait,
It,
what?
it like he reminded me of Leo in Titanic. The broke guy that ain't got no money, but falls in love. He was a fighter. He was a fighter or something in Far and Away. My parents had that on VHS. Damn, that's an old one. That's a young Tom.
It's not though. He was in the 90s. I mean, I guess it was young because he had some movies in the 80s too.
I don't know how old he is. Oh, well, you said he's 63?
He
You
was born
said
in
he'll be
62.
okay. Well, I ain't worried about no math this evening. But
This
was
nigga
there any
here.
other scenes that you wanted to discuss?
Damn, he is 63. God damn. That nigga 6'3" doing all that dumbass stuff. Um, in the movie, I don't think so because went through all of it. I see the director. The director said he was done. He was fit to be done with movies. Um, but Tom said he believed him and he gave him that fire to film again. So that was dope to see. What?
They treat this man like he is a gift from God.
So look, okay, so look, we
I'm
gotta.
just gonna sound like a hater. It's fine.
But
I don't
look,
feel like sounding like one.
let's get into what he actually. Let's get into what he's done though. The usual suspects. He did Fallout. He did Top Gun. Um, he did The Mummy. Oh my God. He did The Edge of Tomorrow. He did. He writes a lot for Tom.
Tom boy. That's Tom's boy.
Oh, he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm done." But then I thought he did like a movie. God damn, he wrote the shit out these movies.
Look, Tom said, "Bring your ass home." That's what happened. Talking about
Mm.
Tom gave me the light. No, Tom told you to come film this movie.
No, look though. He did because look, he wrote The Usual Suspects in '95. He wrote the Underworld, which isn't what you think. So then he did The Way of the Gun in 2000, with Ryan Phillippe, Tay Diggs, and Benicio del Toro, which is your guy from
What movie was that?
The Way of the Gun, and
Okay.
Juliette Lewis, your girl. So he wrote that in 2000. Then he didn't do nothing else until 2008 when he got back with Tom, and they did The Valkyrie.
Mm.
So yeah, man, he
Damn, there's a
them
lot of
nigga-
people in that movie.
yeah.
The Way of the Gun. I might need to check that out. Oh, some Pluto.
But I think that's all that I had, man. So of course the reason that you have anything. Let me stop. I'm jumping past what you may have. Did you have something?
Uh, no, I think we were able to discuss all the points that I wanted to get to,
Mm.
proving that you are a full-on Tom Cruise stan. So,
Oh, before I get there, what is your favorite Tom Cruise stunt? Since we have now concluded that he is better than Jackie Chan.
I don't think we concluded that. Lo just said that, but he didn't even
No,
show up
it's
to
truth.
to
It's the
back you up for
truth.
this
It's the
episode.
truth. It's the truth.
No,
There is no Jackie Chan stunt that you can put out there and say this is better than what Tom Cruise. You can't. There is not one. There isn't
but
one.
I would need to know everybody's stunts that they've done. But we did have somebody drop a comment on our TikTok that I thought was actually that I agreed with. So let me see.
Watch them say some bullshit. I'm fit have to debunk me.
No, it's not. So it was CJ. Jackie Chan does the most stunts, but most are for visual comedy. Tom Cruise does the more dangerous and visually amazing stunts. So could you say that they do different type of stunts to where it's kind of difficult to put them in the same category?
I've tried to say this before. I've
I
said I
don't
don't.
remember you saying
You
that.
got to go back to go to the Top Gun. I said I think the stunts are a little bit different. But I don't know about that because Jackie Chan, he doesn't just do comedic stunts. He was doing regular stunt work, fighting, jumping through stuff, and doing those scenes where he was just kind of putting it, but he would end up getting hurt. So I don't necessarily. I do think they're on different skill sets because I think Jackie was doing it more when he was a bit younger. He's not that much older than Tom Cruise, so for Tom to still be doing this shit, I don't know. I think Tom the goat of it now. He is surpassed Jackie Chan.
We'll let the viewers and listeners uh give their input because this is definitely an ongoing
People
discussion.
don't like. So
So
what's the people like Tom as a Scientologist? That's why I don't like. What does that have to do with anything? He don't talk about this stuff publicly, and it was room like what's because
oh,
if he was a Christian, would that
I
make
don't
it
know.
like any like I don't understand like what that man believes ain't got nothing like is he beating women?
No, that would be a plot twist.
Like I don't, is he Brad Pitt? Like I mean, I'm just trying to say.
Whoa,
But
yikes. They've worked
Jazz,
together, but we're not going to make any kind of
that
allegations
was that
or
was that was in
anything.
the '90s. In the '90s, I don't think they did enough since then, right? I don't think. But
Yeah.
Jazz. But Jazz, the reason we are here, was it good though? I'm gonna start with you.
Yes, it was. Absolutely. I definitely enjoyed this film. And as of right now, this might be number 2, if not maybe number 3 favorite films of 2025 so far. So,
I like it. I like it.
Jason, was it good though?
Holy shit. It is him. He do look. That's crazy. Yes, it is. It's good.
Um, what you see?
What you say the nigga name was?
Who?
The nigga that was damn, the Parks and Rec guy.
Oh, Ron Swanson?
Yeah. That
Oh,
does
this
not
whole
look.
time you thought that
You just
that
calling him
wasn't him,
that. I thought you was just calling him that because he looks similar to him.
and
You
then
take
you
the,
realize that is who that is because Jazz knows her people. I
you
love
know white people.
when y'all be doubting. I
You
know
know
black
white
people
people.
too.
I do too.
But y'all be sitting here like I don't be knowing
I
nobody.
didn't say nothing. I didn't say nothing. I was just like, oh shit.
Jason,
I didn't
this
say you.
is
I didn't say you was right or
you
wrong.
didn't have to. You looked it up
I look. No,
because you
I looked it up on accident. No, I was going through the. I was going through the
because trying
people,
to
and I
see
was
who your
like,
Link of Thrones was about to be, and he was like, "Oh shit, that's
I
gonna
was
be
like,
the
oh shit,
nigga
that's
from Parks
him.
and Rec." Jazz already said it. Yep.
It's
Uh,
fine.
was it good though? Did I already ask you? Did you answer?
You did.
You
You
haven't
did.
answered yet.
I said yes. Yes, it
Oh,
is.
okay. I did not do any. What did you think though? Since this movie did just release,
Which is
do
cool.
you have your Link of Thrones?
I do. I do. I mentioned him. He's one of the biggest people out currently, and I'm glad he's getting his just due. I'm gonna go with Tremel Tillman. He was in Severance. And
Okay.
you, Jazz?
I am going to go with Mr. Greg Tarzan Davis.
Of course you are.
And he was in Top Gun Maverick. And it's funny because I believe that he linked with Tom before I think his first time meeting Tom was in Top Gun Maverick, and Tom liked him to where he brought him over to the Dead Reckoning. So that's what's up. That Tom
Mhm.
was looking out for that nice jawbone gentleman right there.
Allegedly,
So
he was one of them buying people that's graduated. So shout out to him. Shout out to him.
31
But
years old. Okay. Not too, that's in my bracket. No, I turned 30 this year. So gang gang.
yeah, right. Um,
But
let me jump back. But yeah, man, this was episode 156, of course, dedicated to Mission Impossible. The final reckoning one last time. But we appreciate each and every one of you still listening, keeping up, talking, checking out our episodes, man. We really like getting into this and getting into it. This month we are celebrating the big three. The big three, gang, 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 gang. Yep, three to the head, three to the head. But yeah, man, we it's gonna be a big celebratory month, so we'll be having some fun, having some people come through, chat with us, and get some of these episodes with us. Of course, last week set it off. It's out. Check out the Talking Ish podcast with us on that. Next week, we'll be doing Rush Hour. We got Rush Hour coming up, so that's gonna be one that is that's a wild one because I don't think you really make movies like that no more. But that'll be fun. That's gonna be a
with a
fun.
little tad of racism in there. But you know,
But Jazz, you guys anything to say?
I do want to add because Jason was on the latest episode of the Talking Ish, a podcast amongst friends, and them niggas felt the need to bring up the fact that Jazz is still having debates about the 7 sins and sinners. I want to correct y'all right now. You, Helene, and Anthony, people coming to me about that.
Why are they coming to you about that?
Because
they feel like I'm wrong?
because Jazz shares the clips from the episode still.
I do too.
And people comment and they just like, oh, but I see it over here. And I'm like, well, let me see what you see then. Which invites the discussion and conversation. I'm be honest, the latest one I got my homeboy Jamal, That nigga was reaching for the fucking clouds. And he was trying really hard to convince me, and I was just like, we can just agree to disagree. This is going to be a debate that goes on for a long time. And what I wanted to say to Helene and Anthony, that zigzag debate was about 2 years. That Doctor Strange debate, about 2 years. So this shit gonna last for a while. It's not just gonna poof go away. Now both of those,
it may go away when the movie come out. Maybe in special features, he might be like, you know what, these are the cities. Like, you know what,
and then it's so Jason. I'll be like, all right. Now if he gives reasonings that none of y'all niggas touched on, I ain't giving you no kind of credit.
You gotta give the credit if it's the same people and it's the same reason. His reasoning, if his reasoning is different, that's fine. But my reasoning, it can't be because of the reason.
So if he got different people that y'all did not have, then I'm gonna be like, y'all was wrong. That y'all was reaching with them other times. Talking about cornbread because he.
Well, the cornbread's not in the list. Cornbread is not in the list.
But the list, people sending me. I'm just
why
like,
are they using cornbread? They can't use cornbread. It got to be the people that those like.
They over here saying Sammy was envious. That boy just had.
No, it was
had goals.
Remick was though.
But see, as I said, ongoing debate. But I just wanted to bring that up because I listened to the episode earlier today and I said, oh, these niggas. Oh, okay. I made sure to leave a comment on that YouTube. But yes, if you listen, y'all be sure to check out our Cousins of Podcasting. Talking is your podcast amongst friends. Jason was on their latest episode.
The guest over there. Check this out. Check that out, man. But yeah, man. Until next time. This was a good though podcast. A podcast about movies, TV shows, and 3 years of podcasting. I am one of your hosts. I am Jason.
I am Jazz. Y'all go back to episode 1 and see the growth.
And the yelling and the debating that goes on.
I was about to say something petty, but I didn't. Damn, that's growth right there. I love it.
Oh my God. Until next time.
I just did.
Deuces. I'm proud of you. God,
cheers.
You gonna take a shot at it? Fuck that.